and welcome back to the channel. This is Mark at Slowpoke Racing, and we're with the URL racing team. We are this week at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace circuit, better known as Autodromo de Interlagos, or just Interlagos in Brazil, Sao Paulo in Brazil. This is should have been round 2. However, we did have some technical issues where everybody got sort of kicked out of off the track about 10 minutes from the end. So we've revisited this one. It is now the final race. It is round 8 of 8. It is the final race, as I say. So looking forward to this one. As I say, Interlagos, 2.6 miles, 15 turns of absolute mayhem. I personally don't like this track. It is too twisty for me. Some people love it. Not my favourite, but we'll see how we get on. So qualifying's been done. I shall go down the order. I shall go into race details as we're going along. I may have to shorten it. It was scheduled for an hour's race, but if everybody spreads out and there's no action going on, I may just have to skip a couple of laps, but we'll see. We shall see how we get on. So, on pole position, the usual faces, Neil Farmer taking on that number 1 position, closely followed by his nemesis, Woodrow. Derview in 3rd, Unforgiven in 4th. 5th is Seabroad. Smoky Tom in 6th. Kenny D 7th. Grasshopper 8th. Graham in 9th, and I will actually say his name properly one day. It's Graham. I can't say it. I'll call you Graham. Sorry, Graham. Slowpoke in 10th, the Big Mac 11th, Declan 12th, Stealth 13, and C Brown 14. So good turnout for tonight's race. As you can see, I say tonight, it is lovely blue skies, fluffy white clouds, and a beautiful clear day. However, this is an hour's race and we will go into night time. So without further ado, we shall get this race started. As I say, I'll run down race details as we're going round. So yeah, let's get them lights out and get this race underway. So you can see Slowpoke got a good start there. Decided to go with this rear camera, but Stealth having a bit of a kiss with that. Oh, and it's all happening now. The Big Macs all over the place. Well, everybody else, so let's just go back to that start again. In fact, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it this way. So we're on board with Declan. Slowpoke gets a decent start. You can see Stealth has a bit of a kiss with Graham. The Big Mac gets the wheel on the grass and spins out. He takes quite a few people with him. Graham's all over the place as well. That is a real unfortunate start to the race. So then, safety car called. As I say, we've got about 4 cars off. You can see the Big Mac always all over the place. I think that's a lot of dirt and grit on his tyres. So he's got to get rid of that. And a 1-second penalty for his troubles. That's unfortunate for the Big Mac. But safety car called, so everybody slowed down. Wait for the Big Mac to get caught up to the pack. So more a tyre warming on exercise this first lap. All very keen to get going up front. So as I say, this is scheduled for a 60-minute race. All tyre compounds are to be used. in any order you like. So it'll be interesting to see what tactics the guys go with. So you've got to stop at least twice, unless you want to stop again, take on extra fuel towards the end. Depends whether you're going to fuel save or not. So we're now off and running again. You can see Woodrow putting a challenge in on Neil up front. Oh, come on, cameraman, keep up. So Woodrow goes through to take that first position away from Neil. And Neil will stay with him, both on the racing softs. We've got Broad in third. Oh, somebody went a bit wide there. That was Kenny D. Having a bit of a tussle there with Slowpoke. Slowpoke managed to make his way to fifth on the racing hard tyres. Unforgiven in fourth. He's after Broad. Unforgiven on the softs. Broad on the softs as well. So the top four all choosing to go with the soft tyres to start with. Slowpoke in fifth on the hards. We've got Kenny in sixth, and we've got quite a gap then back. What's going on there? Whoa, that's dead. What's happened to Derview? Let's just go back. He's in ninth. He started in third, so he's already had a bit of a... Probably got caught up in that first set of shenanigans at the Senna S's. Wow, I'm not quite sure what's happening to Derview there. He's pulled over. Is it mechanical? Has he dropped his cigarette on his lap or something? I don't know. Spilled his coffee. Anyway, he's back up and running. He's in 12th. So he's got it all to do now. He's on the soft tyres, so we do know Derview is quick. So I'm sure he can make up some time lost, but I'm not quite sure what's happening there. So we'll start at the back this time. We've got the Big Mac. So Brown has come into the pits. So the Big Mac coming 14th. He will take that spot away from Brown. So he will go into 13th. Brown drops to 14th. Brown deciding to get rid of those hard tyres very early on. Grasshopper in 12th. We've got Derview now up into 11th. He's got Graham in his sights. Graham's on the hard tyres, so he's going to be struggling to keep Derview behind him for much longer. I'll just stick with Graham while we watch Derview taking a tight line. Yeah, Derview moves into 10th. Not a lot Graham could do about that one. He is on the hard tyres. So Derview now up into 10th. Stealth in 9th. Stealth on the hards. Like to get these hard tyres out of the way. The Stealth, he's not a big fan of them. Declan on the hards as well. Absolutely flying. He's now looking at taking Slowpoke. Slowpoke on the back of Smoky Tom. Although it looks like Smoky is stretching away a little bit. Smoky Tom and Slowpoke currently the top two in League 2. And so that'll be a good battle between those two. Ooh, Slowpoke running a little bit wide there, open the door for Declan. And Declan straight in there, no messing. Oh, Smoky Tom picking up a penalty. So let's just go back up and see our leader, Woodrow. So these two not messing about today. We will go down, if I can find it. Yeah, there we go. We'll go down the team standings as they stand coming into this race, as Neil just gets his wheels on the dirt there, which has allowed Woodrow just to stretch away a little bit. So as we start lap 5 then, Woodrow with the current fastest lap of a 1:22. He's leading from Neil. Then we've got Broad and Unforgiven in 3rd and 4th. Unforgiven getting in the slipstream. I'm sure it won't be long before he's putting a challenge in. Let's just have a look. Both on the soft tyres. Looks like a good little battle between these two. Now then, is Unforgiven lining Broad up? Is he going to be making a move on that back straight? We'll just stick with these for a second. It does look like Broad's pulled away a little bit. So I don't think Unforgiven's going to get close enough to make a move before we hit turns 1 and 2 or the centre S's. No, he's not. So they're through the centre S's as they were in 3 and 4. Let's just drop down. Kenny in 5th. He's all on his own now. Looks like a little bit of lag there. We do seem to have had some problems with lag, especially on this track. But we shall keep going. Smoky Tom in 6, looking very comfortable. Then we've got Slowpoke in 7th. He's got Derview just behind him. Slowpoke on the hards, remember. Derview on the softs, so I'm sure Derview won't mess about. Getting by, and there we go. So Derview going around the outside, but the softer tyres helping him out. So that's put Slowpoke down into 8th. He's got Grasshopper now coming up. Grasshopper also on the soft, so Slowpoke unfortunately a bit of a sitting duck there. He's just going to have to bide his time. We've got Declan down into 10th. Declan was on a bit of a flyer as well, so not quite sure what's happened to Declan. Stealth in 11th. Graham and the Big Mac battling it out for 12th. The Big Mac on the softer tyres, so let's just stick with the Big Mac. Oh no, Graham's come into the pits. I wonder where he's gone then. So Graham now into the pits. He's decided he's had enough of the hard tyres. So Brown coming across the start finish line to start lap 7 for him. He now takes 13th position away from Graham, pushes Graham down to 14th. So we're back up to our current leader, Woodrow. Now on the straights, heading toward the centre S's, turns 1 and 2. Take turn 3 onto Curva de Sol. Get your foot down. Top gear. And then hard on the brakes. To take turn 4 and 5. Decided Interlagos, apparently. Turn 4 and 5. It is 2 separate corners, but you treat it as one. And then we enter turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very tricky set of turns. So we go down the order. So Broad is still in third. Used to be an RAF engineer, did Broad. Hates BMWs. He's not alone on that one. I'm totally with him on that one. Not a big fan of BMWs at all. And likes curry apparently, but then again, who doesn't? He's being chased down by Unforgiven. There was a little bit of a gap there, but Unforgiven doing his best to keep up. So, as I say, everybody's settling down a little bit. I will go through the team stand-ins. You can see it's just sun setting there. What a fantastic sky. It's either that or something's on fire. As we just go down the order now, let's just have a look, make sure we're not missing anything. Derview 6, Grasshopper 7, Smoky Tom 8, Declan and Slowpoke having a bit of battle there for 9th. You can see them brake disc glowing red hot as they get hard on the brakes. Still side by side, not a lot between them at the minute. Slowpoke just getting his nose in front. And it's almost like somebody's turned the lights out. It's dark all of a sudden. So as I say, this is a very tricky track anyway. And doing it in the dark, it just makes it even trickier. As we see, Stealth in 12th, Brown in 13th, and Graham 14th after his early pit stop. So we're just coming up to the 15-minute mark into this race. Probably see a lot of pit stops around the 20-minute mark. We shall see. As we're just watching our leaders, still Woodrow leading from Neil. So, just to run down, in League 1, the current standings are Neil out in front, 240 points. Woodrow, our current leader in the race, is in second place with 199 points. Derview in third, 176 points. Then you've got Unforgiven, Wayne G, Kenny D, Grasshopper and Love Rocket Rod. So they're the top 8 for League 1. So Woodrow will be doing his best to stay in front of Neil. Points wise, he could really do with Neil not finishing the race. I know it's very unlikely unless we have some technical issues. League 2, we've got Tom leading League 2 on 240 points, not far behind is Slowpoke with 212. Graham on 184. Then we've got C. Brown on 163. Then we have Declan, Stealth, C. Broad and the Big Mac, and they are the top 8 for League 2. So not a lot in it for either leagues. So as I say, Woodrow will be doing his best to keep Neil Farmack behind him. It'll do him doing good for the points, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to actually take the win overall. We shall see. As we are starting to spread out, we've got Broad and Unforgiven battling for third and fourth. Kenny now moved up onto the back of them. So this could be interesting, 3 of them fighting for that third podium spot. We approach the start finish line. We're going to start lap 12. They enter the centre S's, turns 1 and 2. Go through the Curva de Sol onto the Retta Aposta straight. Foot down, top speed. So Kenny in 5th then, chasing these two. Kenny doing well, he's on the medium tyres. Unforgiven and Broad on the softs, both starting to show wear now. Now can Kenny make the better tyre last? Well, I mean, he'll make it last. I mean, will he be able to take advantage of it? He does have a lot more tyre than Unforgiven and Broad. As we come around the final turn for the 12th time. Over 180 miles an hour into the Senna S's. Just getting the wheels on the curb but not pushing it too much. Derview doing a good job into 6th. I think he did start on 3rd. I think he got caught up in the shenanigans at the very first turn of lap 1, which dropped him down the order, but he's done well to get back up into 6th position. Grasshopper in 7th, having a good steady race. None of these guys are pro drivers, obviously. Well, Neil Farmack might be. We're out for debate on that one. So they all do have jobs. I've been led to believe that Grasshopper is actually a bush trimmer at a retirement home. So well done, Grasshopper. Not quite sure what that entails, and I'm sure it's nothing like what you lot are thinking. Smoky Tom in 8th. Smoky actually breeds snakes for a job. I can think of much better things to do because snakes really freak me out. But Smokey obviously loves them. I've got quite a collection by all accounts. Love to see the look on burglars' face as if they ever broke into his place. Face with a 6-foot python. Declan in 9th, he's managed to get past Slowpoke, and then we've got, wow, there's a big gap back to Slowpoke. So I'm not sure what's happening there. Slowpoke into the pits, but that is a big gap. So Declan, as I say, in 9th, and a really big gap back to the big back now in 10th. Brown has gone through to take 11th. Graham gone through to take 12th. Slowpoke onto the mediums. Full tank of fuel. He's coming out of the pits as Stealth is going through the Senna S's. So I thought it might have been tighter than that, but Slowpoke rejoins in 13th. Stealth in 14th, he's made his first stop. He's gone on to the mediums. So let's go back up to the leaders. There's Woodrow, still leading from Neil Farmack. The rear right tyre looking very worn. Although that doesn't seem to bother these guys, they will push them until they're about ready to pop. Still got plenty of fuel, so I'm sure he won't be coming into the pits just yet. Same for Neil. These guys just seem to have the ability to push these tyres to the absolute limits and still not make a mistake. So they're going around again. Kenny D, he's still okay for fuel. His tyres are looking good. He's on those mediums, so he's sitting in third. Looking comfortable, quite a good gap then back to Broad and Derview. So Derview's managed to get past Unforgiven. And Derview's all over the back of Broad now. As a friend of mine would say, he's getting very close to the smelly end of that car. Let's just stick with Derview now and Broad. The right hand tyres of Broad's car looking very worn. Derview having a look at the outside. Broad sticking to his line. Derview trying to cut back. Very difficult to get it done there unless one of you makes a mistake. Broad holding his line. Oh, again Derview looking for the cut back. Had a bit of a cheeky look, didn't he? Broad doing a great job of keeping him behind. Although it's going to be difficult now when they get onto this back straight. You need a good exit from there. Although I think the slipstream's going to come into it, so Derview, let's just go on board with Derview. I don't think he's going to get close enough. Oh, felt like the back end got a bit twitchy then. He recovered well though. Under no pressure from behind. You can see that slipstream pulling Derview along. Oh, now then, that was close. That may have even been a little bit of a kiss on the bumper there for Broad. Derview just letting him know he's there. Switch and go on with Broad. So you can see Derview all over him, look. Oh, we've now got traffic ahead. Oh, this could cause all sorts of problems. And it has. I think Broad may have had his eye on the guys he was about to lap. That's allowed Derview through. It's getting very congested there. Unforgiven has managed to catch the guys up. Trouble with nighttime racing is the back markers, although they get blue flagged, you can't actually see who it is that's coming up behind, so you don't know if it's one of the race leaders or the guy you're racing. I got caught out myself like that, pulled over to let what I thought was a race leader through, and it turned out to be the guy behind me, so it is very difficult, especially at night. You can see Unforgiven and Derview side by side. Unforgiven just getting his nose in front, still side by side. Will Derview get the cut back? No, Unforgiven's keeping him out there. Although Derview's now got the inside. Great racing from these two. It's all good and clean. Still side by side. It's a fantastic battle. Derview just manages to sneak in front. As they approach the final turn before the back straight, so it's foot hard to the floor. Unforgiven, his rear right tyre is about gone. He's staying out though. Derview's the same. Derview running on fumes now. You can see the fuel light flashing. Fantastic race between Derview and Unforgiven there. Derview now trying to get onto the back of Broad again. So these guys, I'm sure, will have to come into the pits, although every time I say that they don't. But you can see Broad, his right tyres, the front and rear, are practically gone. Yeah, there you go, he's starting to lose grip now. Oh, I wouldn't have said that was a safe return. The slowpoke getting in the way. As I say, very difficult to see who it is you're racing. So Unforgiven takes 5th position. He's alright for fuel, so it's whether he wants to risk his tyres now. Let's have a look. The grip will start to disappear. So let's have a look, see if Unforgiven's going to come into the pits to change them tyres. As I say, he's okay for fuel. Yep. Unforgiven's in, Derview's in, and Broad's in. So those three that were having the battle have all come into the pits. There's no change at the top. We've still got Woodrow and Kenny. Oh, sorry. Woodrow is still out in front. Kenny now in second. Woodrow picked up a penalty. Let's just have a look, see if we can see what that was about. Oh no, I've got to go back way too far for that. So we missed that one. So Woodrow with a half-second penalty. Let's have a look at Neil. So right, Neil's dropped to 3rd. He's obviously made a pit stop. Now on the mediums. So Kenny will have to make a stop shortly. He's got probably another 1, maybe 2 laps left. The fuel. Woodrow will definitely have to come in. His rear right tyre is completely gone. So Woodrow into the pits. Kenny still in second. I'm not sure he's going to get round in time. He may well. You can see the fuel is not going into Woodrow's car just yet. It is now. As Kenny takes the final turn onto the straight. So let's just have a look. Woodrow is on his way out of the pits. Kenny just coming through the Senna S's. This is going to be, there's Kenny just in front. So Kenny takes the lead. Well, for this lap at least. The main thing is Woodrow has managed to get out ahead of Neil Farmer. That was the important bit for him. He knows that Kenny's got to do a pit stop. So that was a good tactical move by Woodrow. He stayed out just for that extra lap. So after Kenny's pit stop, it will be normal service resumed with Woodrow in the lead from Neil Farmer. We're just approaching the half-hour mark of this race. Grasshopper looks like he's going to have to be coming in pretty soon. Derview, he's out in 5th at the minute on the medium tyres though, so he should take that 4th spot from Grasshopper when Grasshopper does make his pit stop. Smoky Tom, he's made his stop, or one of them at least. He's now on the mediums. Same with Declan. Graham on the mediums. Unforgiven, he's just rejoined in 9th, ahead of Broad. But these two look like they're going to resume their battle again. It looks like Broad's getting blue flagged. I'm not sure who that is coming up behind him, but Big Mac in 11th, got Brown in 12th, he's been followed by Slowpoke. Slowpoke having made his pit stop. In 13th. As we can see, Kenny now has come into the pit, so Woodrow, let's go back up. Woodrow now takes his position back up at the front of the pack. Closely followed by Neil. Grasshopper, I was going to say Grasshopper may take third, but he won't. He's going to have to come into the pits himself. Now will he come in this lap? Yeah, so Grasshopper's in. So it's a case of where's Derby? I think Derby is. Oh, he might be able to nick that fourth spot as he goes through the centre S's and past the pit exit. So yeah, Derby up into fourth. Smoky Tom in fifth now. See the fuel going into Grasshopper's car, so he's going to be coming out now. Who's that just going by? Declan is just approaching the pit exits, so this could be tight between Grasshopper and Declan. Grasshopper rejoins in sixth, although Declan, oh, what happened there? Well, I'm not quite sure what, so let's just go back a little bit so we can go on board with Declan. He's gone through the centre S's onto the curve of the Soul, looking at the rear, the Reto Pasta straight. Grasshopper comes out of the pit. Oh, and I think Declan just got his rear tyres on the grass. And he's come flying across and took Grasshopper out. I'm sure there's a few choice words being said. Oh, and Broad come round, ran into the back of Declan. Declan was waiting for Grasshopper to rejoin, but in the meantime, Broad has come around that corner blindly, straight into the back of Declan. Now is Declan going to slow down enough to let Grasshopper back through? But if he does, obviously he's going to let Broad through as well. Doesn't look like he is. Declan's back up and racing, so that I'm not sure if there's been a bit of communication between the two of them. I'm not sure, but that's put Grasshopper down into 10th. Oh, and Neil Farmax took the lead from. We've got to go back to see what happened there. So Woodrow's picked up a penalty, and I'm wondering if that's a pit lane infringement. So that's unlucky for Woodrow. He's picked up a 3-second penalty. I can only imagine it's for the pit lane. He will definitely be cursing. I can imagine all sorts of language coming out from underneath that visor. So as he serves his penalty, Neil goes flying past. Kenny in third. It looks like he's having a race for Brown, but he's not. Brown is in 13th. Woodrow in second. He's now, who's that in front of him? Is it? I can't see it. Looks like Declan. Yeah, Declan. So Woodrow's got to get past Declan. Will Declan let him? Yes, he has. So Woodrow can get back to trying to catch up now with Neil. There is a bit of a gap opened up though. So if Neil can stay there, that will absolutely secure the championship for him. In fact, what we'll do, we're just going to go on board with Neil for a minute while I have a quick drink. It would seem quite strange that Neil is actually coming up to lap Unforgiven, who is actually in 6th position. So it just shows how quick these top guys really are. Unforgiven there, just pulling over to let Neil through. Let's just have a look. Woodrow not that far behind, although his race is a lot harder now. So my phone is bleeping away in the background, so I'm just trying to sort that out. So we'll run down the order. Derview in 3rd. Not under any pressure, really. So he can just concentrate on catching Woodrow up. Smoky Tom having a fantastic race. Currently in 4th. If he stays in that position, he'll have the League 2 championship sewn up. And well deserved as well. Great guy to race with is Smoky Tom, so thoroughly deserved the win. Kenny D currently sitting in 5th now, very lonely race for him. Unforgiven in 6th. Let's just have a look. Wow, that is a big gap from 5th to 6th. I know the pit stops have had some play in that. So Unforgiven got a bit of work ahead of him. Another gap then back to Declan in 7th. Then we have got a little bit of a battle there. We've got Broad in 8th. He's being chased by Grasshopper. Grasshopper has got very close to him there. Broad didn't take the centre S's too well. Looks like Grasshopper got a good exit. As we take turns 4 and 5. Grasshopper having to go the long way round, although he's now got the inside. Can it make it stick? He has. So Grasshopper, great move there, moves up into 8th. We've got Broad back end there, just stepping out a little bit as he got his tyres on the dirt. get down to the Big Mac. Big Mac's picked up a penalty, only half a second. It's not going to affect him that much. Oh, we've got a bit of tactics going on at the top. So Woodrow coming into the pits now. He's only done a few laps on the mediums. This is an interesting strategy. He's going to go on to the softs. He thinks he's worked the fuel out, so no, he's not. He's on the hards. Of course, he started on the soft, didn't he? So Woodrow out on the hard tyres then. So is he going to try and go and finish this race on these tyres? He won't if he keeps hitting the wall. So he's trying the undercut strategy. Let's have a look. Smokey's coming to the pits. Unforgiven, I just think he is a bit too far back. We shall see. The fuel going into Smokey Tom's car. Unforgiven's coming to the pits anyway, so Smokey Tom's going to rejoin in 5th. I was just looking, there are cars going past the pit exit, but I don't think they're challenging. No, it's Neil Farmack lapping Smokey Tom there, Stealth, who's been lapped in 14th at the back there, so Smokey Tom rejoins in 5th. There's quite a gap then back to Declan, currently in 6th. So I'm not sure what's going on here with Woodrow. I thought he'd already pitted. But there you go. So Woodrow now out in 3rd. I've got deja vu there. So our current race leader, Neil Farmack, number 1. Then a very, very big gap back to Derview in 2nd. Woodrow 3rd. Now back on the softs. I thought he'd made a pit stop, so Woodrow's actually come in, put the hards on, done a lap and gone back onto softs, I think. He does like to confuse us, does Woodrow. Got a lot of work to do though now if he's going to get anywhere near Neil and Derview. Kennedy in 4th, not far behind Woodrow, you can see. So Kenny also on the softs. He should have enough fuel to last the race as well, so that'll be an interesting battle between these two. We've got about 16 and a half minutes of this race left. So we'll just have a go down. Smokey in 5th. Broad in 6th. He's got Grasshopper for company in 7th. You can just see Stealth in the background, although he is in 14th. We'll just stay with Grasshopper a minute and see whether we can get past Broad as they cross the start finish line to start lap 31. 16 minutes left, so into the Senna S's. Grasshopper still out in front. Hold on, we've lost Broad. I wonder where Broad had gone. Broad's gone into the pit, so Grasshopper in 6th, Unforgiven 7th. Graham in 8th. Everything's settling down now. Broad's going to come out in 9th. Although this could be close again. Declan going past the pit exit. So Declan just slots in behind Broad in 10th. Slowpoke in 11th now on his own. Bit of a gap then back to Brown in 12th. We've got the Big Mac 13th and Stealth in 14th. So back up to our leader Neil. Let's have a look, see where Woodrow is. He is a long way back. Everybody well spaced out now. Let's just have a look, see if we can find anything. Smokey in 5th. So it's Grasshopper and Unforgiven. Unforgiven goes by. Grasshopper picked up a penalty. That's cost him a space, so Unforgiven goes through into 6th. We can just have a look, see what's going on here. We've got Slowpoke in the 11th, so he's going to get lapped by Neil. Just seeing if we can find where everybody's quite close, but we're not. Very confusing when people are being lapped, because you've got your race leader sandwiched between the guy in 11th and the guy in 5th. So it does get very very confusing. We've got 10 minutes. I wonder if Neil can make that fuel. I think, has Neil stopped? Has he got to go onto the hards? I think he has. So this will be interesting to see if Woodrow's tactics have paid off. Let's just have a look at the top right map. The little red arrow is Woodrow, and then we switch to Neil. So there is quite a gap between the two of them. You're probably looking at, I don't know, well over a minute. However, it depends on Neil's final pit stop. So Smoky Tom, getting a few lessons from Neil there, has decided to follow him round, and I don't blame him. So Neil looking to lap Slowpoke. Smoky Tom wants to do the same. We're going to have to get a little bit closer though. You can see the fuel lights come on for Neil, so he has got one more stop to make. So we'll keep an eye on that. So Kenny looking comfortable in 3rd. Derview dropped to 4th. He's got the fuel light flashing as well, so he's going to have to make a stop shortly. We've got 8 minutes left. So Derview, I'm sure, planning on just coming in, change tyres, quick splash of fuel and back out again. Is he coming in this lap? Let's just stick with Derview to see whether he's going to come into the pits. No, he's going to carry on. He knows he's got another lap left. So back up to Neil. Is Neil going to come into the pits? No, he's decided to stay out as well. So he thinks he's got one more lap left in that tank. Audrey, plenty of fuel. He's got enough to last. Same as Kenny. Kenny looking very good at the minute for that third podium spot. At the beginning of the race I was saying that this track is the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace circuit. It originally was called the Autodromo de Interlagos, or Interlagos as everybody knows it, but was renamed in 1985 in honour of the F1 driver Jose Carlos, who died in a plane crash in 1977. So it took them a few years to rename the track, but fantastic that they've done that. So for anybody that says it's Interlagos, it's not. It is the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace circuit, but everybody just knows it as Interlagos. So a little bit of history there about the track. There is also a kart track attached to this as well, which is named after Ayrton Senna. So they do like to honour their Brazilian drivers, and quite rightly so. So while I've been gabbling on, Neil has come into the pits. Quick tyre change, a quick splash of fuel. Let's just have a look how much goes in. Not a lot. Now Woodrow is a little bit too far back, I think, to catch up with Neil. Obviously he's made a good dent in the time, but Neil is out now. So Neil back out in front and looking good for the win. He's on a fresh set of hard tyres. Unforgiven, trying to give him a bit of a push, although he's in 6th. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I think there's too much of a gap there. We've only got like just over 4 minutes left of this race, so it does look like a 1 and 2 for Neil and Woodrow. Kenny D looking good, as I say, for that third podium spot. Smoky Tom had a fantastic race tonight. Kept it together, kept it clean. If he finishes in 4th, that'll be the League 2 Championship wrapped up for him. Derview in 5th. I know he'll be telling you he's not had a good race, but he's got to be pleased with 5th. Has made a mistake with the fuel though. We've only got a few laps left, and he's put a full tank of fuel in. Not concentrating. So that would have cost him a few seconds in the pit lane. Unforgiven decides to unlap himself by taking Neil Farmack there. Unforgiven back on the softs. Good race for him though, in 6th position. Same with Grasshopper in 7th. Remember, he got taken out by Declan just after he'd made his pit stop. They approached turn 4, and Declan got his tyres on the grass, spun out and took Grasshopper with him. So Grasshopper's done a good job at recovering, get himself back up into 7th. Graham at 8th, he's had a good steady season as Graham, currently 3rd in the championship. Always great to race with Graham, good clean driver. although he's picked up a penalty there. That must have been for crossing the white line on that final turn. Got Broad in 9th, bit of an up and down race for Broad. He's having a good battle with Unforgiven at the early stages of this race. A few bumps and scrapes along the way, but I think the pit stops have not helped him. Currently in 9th and about to be lapped by Kenny. Declan 10th. Again, a bit of an up and down season for Declan. Good things from him to come, I'm sure. Declan currently 5th in the league table. He's just behind C. Brown and Graham. We've got Slowpoke in 11th, currently 2nd in League 2. This race has not helped his cause at all. Like I say, don't like this track at all, especially at night. So let's just go back up to our current leader as we approach the 1 hour mark. Neil Farmack, not put a foot wrong, got his strategy right. Had a good battle at the early stages of the race with Woodrow, but Woodrow's strategy has not quite paid off for him today. So Neil will be crossing the loss. Let's just have a look. We are starting to get some finish. So Smokey Thomas finished in 4th. It looks like Unforgiven's going to finish in 5th. Let me just see where Neil is. So Unforgiven will come across the line in 5th. So as Neil takes the final turn, he will take the race win for round 8. So well done, Neil. That secures the title for him. Derview finishes 6th. Woodrow coming in 2nd. Grasshoppers finished 7th. Kenny D coming across the line to take 3rd, and a good race for Kenny. Well deserved 3rd spot. So Graham in 8th, C. Broad in 9th, Slowpoke's finished in 11th, Brown in 12th, Big Mac 13th and Stealth 14th, and as you can see Declan just coming across the line to take 10th. So that's the end of the Peugeot 908 HDI Group 1 challenge for a Wednesday night. We will be back sometime early January for a complete new season. We think it's going to be the GR4 cars. If you want to get involved, come and find us on the Facebook URL and get signed up, and hopefully we'll see you on track. This has been a great season, thoroughly enjoyed it, and yeah, really looking forward to the next one starting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you see, hit the like button. If you could also subscribe, that would be fantastic. But until next time,